Hi all, I'm coming to you live today actually from a hotel in Boston where I am hanging out for the day. And today's question for our 30 days of UX actually comes from Kelly. Kelly wants to know, my users are offline, which limits the amount of data that I can gather. What are some tips for visiting users and asking for feedback there? And that's a really great question because a lot of times when our users are offline or the things that they do offline really impact the work that they're doing and the way that they're interacting with our products, even if our products are online. Think about if someone is trying to use something on their phone and it's raining outside, that can have a huge impact on how much they're using a different thing and how they try to use it. Or if it's very cold out, we've seen a rise in smart gloves that work on your phone so you can have your gloves on and still use your phone. And when your users are offline and when people that are using your product are offline and they're still using your product, one of the things that you can do is you can talk to your system engineers and see if there's a way for you to still track the behaviors that are offline when they come back online or when their computer's online. Or is there a way to send regular reports that people could opt into? Microsoft actually does something like this with their product. When Word crashes, it asks me, do you want to send a report to give some feedback on the fact that Microsoft crashed and the whatever metadata they store about that crash? And I usually say no because I'm very mean. But a lot of people say yes, and a lot of people opt into that once and then don't think about it again. And so that's another way that you can collect data when your users are offline. Another great way to get some data from your users when they're offline is to send out surveys and try to engage them where they're at. And one of the things that Kelly asked was, what about visiting users? And I think that's a great way to get more information about how they use things, especially because they are offline. So actually watching them use it in real time is super helpful. So usability testing is a great tool for you there. The last thing I would say about users working offline is try to understand the context in which they work offline the most and why they have to work offline with your product. It may be something that your product is always offline, or it has an offline mode, like some of the Google products have an offline mode that's really helpful for when you're trying to get things done but you don't have access to Wi-Fi. And understanding the outside context of what could be influencing their decisions and why they're working offline in the first place can help you build better products for them as well. So that's my answer for today's questions. What do you do when your users aren't online or when they're interacting in a way that's impacted by something that's happening in the real world? How do you find out about that and how do you solve for that? Tell me in the comments. Thanks everyone. Bye.